Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video where today I'm showing my girlfriend The Rise of Skywalker for the very first time. The last video we did was The Last Jedi. It was almost an hour long, mostly because of our post-discussion. I'm not sure if this won't be quite as long. I am gonna be taking notes again, just like I did throughout The Last Jedi, because I know there's gonna be some things I'm gonna wanna talk about. I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I'm really curious Jen's thoughts on it because she's seen some of the comments from The Last Jedi. She knew that that was gonna be kind of a more controversial video. I'm curious how she feels about the reaction and reception and how she feels going into this one, knowing all that. So how are you feeling going into this one and how did you feel with what everyone was saying about The Last Jedi?
The comments, I was very thankful for them because it was nice to see kind of other people's insight on this movie, and just as I expected, it was just as polarizing as I thought it would be. So it was nice. Quite a few people commented on like the next movie. I'm convinced that there's some juicy material in this movie just based off of what everybody else is kind of saying. So I'm really excited about it. Kylo Ren character I really enjoyed, so I'm anxious to see where that's gonna go. And this is the last movie in the series.
Yes, we'll be all caught up after this one.
That makes me very sad.
Well, we still have more Star Wars stuff to cover.
Yes, I'm happy because we get to start Clone Wars and that whole other realm, but I'm kind of sad. I have become, not accustomed,
Have you
but
become a fan?
I guess you could call me a fan. Yeah,
Aw, good.
I really am thankful that you showed me this series just because, it had been something that I always heard people talk about or mention, but for whatever reason, I just never ended up watching them. It wasn't an intentional thing. It wasn't like I was refusing to see them. I'm very, very happy that I had the opportunity to watch them.
Oh,
Because I feel like if I hadn't, I would be missing out on quite a lot. I enjoyed it. All the movies that we've seen up until now, each one I enjoyed for a different reason. So I'm excited to see what this movie entails. But at the same time, I am ready to move on to the Clone Wars because everybody is talking about the Clone Wars too and how we have to watch it. So, and I very much let them kind of guide me at this point. I'm just excited to see what this last movie entails.
So in real time, Last Jedi had come out, Solo had come out, Star Wars fans were kind of at a lull. I mean, when The Last Jedi came out, people were just absolutely hating on it. We gave some pretty good criticisms, I think, and some good praises and kind of a good balance in our review video of The Last Jedi. So they bring back J.J. Abrams, who did The Force Awakens.
Woohoo! And Fringe, don't forget that.
Well, I'm talking about in Star Wars. So I think a lot of people's issue with the sequel trilogy is that there never really felt like there was like a definitive plan for these three movies. It seemed like they did The Force Awakens, a good introduction into the sequel trilogy. The Last Jedi comes along, and then we're kind of left with this. And some of the choices are, again, that sort of Force Awakens playing it safe in certain areas type of thing, which I think at this point was kind of a smart move on their end because there was a lot of damage control, I think, and kind of, at least my impression is, we're just gonna use what we got, do some fan service and just try and save face at this point. I say all that, but I actually have a lot of praises for this movie that I'm gonna get into after we watch it. You ready to just get into it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's get into it. The Rise of Skywalker. We are gonna have to read the crawl this time though. I don't think we did for the last one. They just throw you right in.
Oh my God, last time?
Yes, the last
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh yes. I know y'all don't like the sequel trilogy, but I love this. Emperor Palpatine is back. They told us in the trailer. So they're just hitting the ground running. We need to give them something they're familiar with.
What are those things that he's fighting?
Probably the locals of whatever planet he's on.
So he's really pissed off.
Oh yeah. He's having a rough day, as you would say. Oh yeah. I really like the sound the lightning makes. It's like this little scream.
At last. Snoke trained you well.
I killed Snoke. I'll kill you.
My boy.
Yes.
I made Snoke. I have been every voice you have ever heard inside your head.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
See, Snoke in there. So much I want to talk about.
Give the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Who built all of these?
He's
Kill the girl.
really into
End the
recruiting.
Jedi.
Nice to finally have R2 like back. But Carrie Fisher was dead at this point. So, passed away.
So was this shot?
These were some scenes that were from The Force Awakens they didn't use. You know, lines of dialogue. It's nothing major there, it's just nothing is impossible. These short little bursts. Then they had a double for the shots of her behind.
I love BB-8. Oh my goodness.
Join me.
It's on fire! Whole thing's
It's on
on fire! All of it's on fire! We need you. Out there, not here.
What's the message?
Somehow Palpatine returned. The Emperor is dead.
It's a fish. Oh hey,
planning
he
his
was in
revenge.
Lost.
Yep, J.J.
Followers
Abrams.
have been built on a world called Exegol.
Exegol, it's very guttural.
I need to go alone.
Yeah, along with friends.
It's too dangerous then.
Oh.
It's a good moment. Them all being back together again.
I want you to know that you have been a real friend to.
Oh.
The best one.
I just love them. So this was all stuff that wasn't used.
In The Force Awakens, yeah. And that's a body double there.
Oh yeah, you betcha! Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
This is based off of Japanese repairing pottery. They would have these like cracks in them to show where it had been fixed. A fun fact for you. See,
Ooh,
get that red in there.
nice. Oh my goodness.
Oh, killed that guy.
With what I've seen on Exegol,
Ginger Snap
first
making
order is
another
about to become
appearance.
true empire.
Hopefully he does better this time around.
I sub out my appearance, General Hux.
You look like crap. I'll say it. Tired of playing games.
Any worlds that hunting for
It's
the
like Darth Vader.
What is this?
It's the Quidditch World Cup.
Festival of the Ancestors.
Another movie.
What is this, some kind of like orgy?
This festival is known for both its colorful kites and its
It's just a party.
delectable sweets.
You guys ready to get freaky? You guys ever been with a fish before?
Oh.
Split up. See what the locals know.
Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
Look at the little babe pigs. Would you like some alien weed? Here you go. Don't smoke it all at once, Ray.
To know your
You'll die.
I offered you my hand once. You wanted to take it.
You spat in my face.
I didn't.
Spider-Man one.
Do you still count the days since your parents left?
Oh, that was a bit rude.
And I'm gonna turn you to the dark side.
Ooh, I kind of want her to take it. Just to see what would happen.
Oh, she'd kill all those people. She'd literally slaughter that little kid that gave her the drug necklace.
Well, I mean, sacrifices have to be made.
Wow. Look how Anakin sacrificed those little Padawan children. Like those types
Okay,
of
stop
sacrifices. Oh, jeez. Right in the eye.
That suit absolutely did him no good.
Follow me.
Okay.
What is it? Is that another one of those?
I mean, you'll see.
You stand out in a crowd.
Am I supposed to know
That's
him?
Lando Calrissian. Billy D. Williams, the original actor. Han's friend.
Really?
Uh-huh. We're trying to win back those fans, guys. Here we go. Looks like we got company. Probably because I shot that guy in the eye with an arrow.
Give Leia my love.
Tell Leia nice buns. She'll know what it means. Look at BB-8.
I know.
I'd love it to be the guy that just animates him in the background.
Uh-oh.
I like her little handgun she's had for a while now. Han gave it to her.
You got jetpacks?
Terrible job, sir.
Look at him, saving the day.
The droids really do come in clutch a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh. I need to do a compilation of every trooper that was ever killed in this by one of the main characters. Ooh. Oh.
Sucks to be him.
Oh man, well, my man's burning in hell right now.
Oh, BB-8.
Rey, I never told you where.
Was he gonna tell her that he like loved her? Yeah.
I can't say.
When you were sinking in the sand, you said, I never told you.
Tell you later. You mean when pose that?
No, he won't. Oh.
Hey, Ochi.
I don't like bones.
Did he say I don't like bones?
Yeah.
I see it.
I never watched it personally.
The location of the Wayfinder has been inscribed upon this dagger. I am mechanically incapable of speaking translations from Sith. I believe the rule was passed by the Senate.
The basilisk. Come on, Harry. I'm a snake. Snaky snake.
What is she planning on doing? Well, that was mighty sweet of her.
There you go. Walk it off. Snaky snake.
Girls got skills.
Look at Chewie.
Uh-oh.
The Knights of Ren. Ooh. Coming in hot.
Oh no. Not
Chewie got busted.
Chewie.
Everyone scatter.
Oh, I'm so sad.
One with the Force is with me. Nice. Classic Finn.
They got Chewie.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh. She's in a little bit of a pickle.
Come on, Rey.
Oh no. Please tell me Chewie is not dead. He died? They killed him off?
Rey using that lightning too? That's pretty crazy.
Hopefully he's not dead. Hopefully he comes back. Oh, thanks the Lord.
With Han Solo.
Oh, there was one.
All right.
Take it to interrogation 6.
You got it, boss.
We got 8 hours left.
Come
I
on,
knew he
you.
wasn't dead.
The inscription lives only in my memory now.
Hold on. Till the end.
All right, let the troops, Finn. Here we go. For Chewie.
No, thank you.
Unabused droid.
Slam it, 3PO.
Oh, 3PO's done a little hood too.
Were you a spice runner?
Were you a scavenger? We could do this all night.
You don't have
He was a drug dealer?
Everybody's got a pass. Ooh, missing them.
We could really use your help.
Is this for real? Is this a joke?
Yeah, they're just aliens. I forget who. Oh, that was John Williams.
I have the
Oh,
faintest
no.
idea why I agreed to this.
Can you help us with this?
Oh.
Words.
That's Moaning Myrtle from Chamber of Secrets, which we haven't seen yet, but just gotta mention that.
Droid, remember, go black.
Oh,
Black, black.
there must be some other way.
No.
Thanks,
What
Frank.
are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Jesus Christ.
I just had an idea of something else we could try.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
The Andor system.
Time to go.
Can I kiss you?
Go.
You.
Can I kiss you? I wonder how many troopers have died trying to like board the ships that just come in.
You know, they don't have very good security, honestly.
They really don't.
Like, honestly, where's Ginger Snap? Where's the other guy?
It's a big ship, I guess. Aw, Chewie.
Oh. Stormtroopers are just ridiculous.
Jeez. Oh, got one. The first hit in all of Star Wars. There it is, out in the open, unguarded.
Oh.
Wherever you are hard to find. They sold you
Nice.
to protect you.
Stop talking.
I love that back and forth.
Take them away. Terminate them.
No, do it yourself. This guy's lazy.
Where you are, it was Palpatine who had your parents taken.
Uh-oh. Oh gosh, he's mad
So
now.
that's where you are.
I'd like to do this myself.
Oh yeah, Ginger Snap.
I'm the spy.
What? You?
What?
How much time?
Ginger Snap is the... Oh my god.
First, laser battle.
My first laser battle.
Wait, so Ginger Snap is a good guy?
Well, I think up until this movie, he was bad. But I
Or
think
you
he,
just like switch sides?
well, I think he just got too much abuse from Kylo Ren. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna help the other guys.
Oh yeah, you betcha. Look at this.
You are a Palpatine.
This cannot get any more screwed up.
Jump.
I mean, what he's proposing is not that bad.
I mean, they had this choice in the last movie too, but he wants to conquer and rule, and it's not really her style.
Aren't you just a little anxious?
You're not your grandfather, Rey. You're your own person.
Look at him. He's like, poor me. Station.
Poor guy.
Oh my gosh. That's really cool.
That's pretty sweet. This whole thing with the dagger reminds me of like a D&D campaign.
Oh, well that's lucky. Oh, he found his girl.
Reminds me of Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Right?
With his like porta potty door. Hang on, Wilson. Reminds you of scavenging on Jakku, doesn't it?
You know that outfit wouldn't stay that crisp white.
It'd be like poop brown at this point. This is cool to me. Being back in that room. It was like the lookout where Palpatine sat. It's pretty sweet. Follow that cold shiver running down your spine. It's another Spider-Man reference. Oh, that was easy. I'll just take that.
Oh yeah.
It's not who you are, Rey.
Oh yes it is.
No, Rey.
Let me go to the dark side. Like, oh, I really liked that.
Everyone liked that.
He's a lot more like calm and collected.
Yeah,
Look
no.
at yourself.
He's growing. He's growing as a character.
The dark side is in our nature.
Just try it.
You're not Palpatine. You're your own
Just
person.
Try it.
Please stop it.
Ooh, that's cool.
Nice. Ben, what are you doing? He always just yells Rey.
I know.
That's all he does. Oh, the anger's not the problem. It's how you process it, Rey. Use your feelings. You know it to be true.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I like that. Like that move.
Maybe you should probably think about putting his hair back in a ponytail or something.
No, it's gonna get in his face. Ooh. Come on, Rey.
You can't do it.
Ooh.
Oh my god, did she just kill him? Oh my god, my brain cannot like absorb all of this. Oh, is she gonna heal him? She's gonna bring the man back.
You can actually see her like crying there, even with the rain. It's neat.
I mean, if he wants to come to the good side, I'm fine with that too.
If anything could bring him back, it's that.
What she die of? Like a broken heart?
No, she used all her power left, I guess, to contact Ben. Oh, Chewie.
Oh.
Hey, kid.
Uh-oh. It's Mr. Ford.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
You do.
Dad.
I know.
He still murdered a lot of people. I don't want to forget about that, but we're on the right track.
Everybody has their bad days.
Jimmy is in range.
Fire.
Wow.
Oh. Okay. Just gonna blow up the entire planet.
Of course.
Every ship is like a little mini Death Star. Just wanted to see old Buns again, one last time.
Rude.
Defeat an empire.
Hey, Lukey Luke.
Weapon deserves more respect.
Rey, some things are stronger than blood. Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
You'll take both sabers to Exegol.
Two were made.
Right. Ren had one in his ship. Oh, I like that. It's even doing the same kind of hand thing.
She's going to Exegol.
Do some real damage.
It's a fish.
One in a million.
Ooh, a
Fighters
couple
and fighters
fish.
can take out their cannons if there are enough of us. We're not alone.
We have each
Good
other.
people will fight if we lead them.
Jeez, one X-Wing.
Welcome to Exegol! The nav signal is coming from that command ship. That's our drop zone.
Feeling.
We got space horses.
Bad for one lesson! You're doing great,
BB-8, what are you gonna do? Be cool, Rey. You're good.
For my grandchild to come home.
Serious vitamin D deficiency.
Empress Palpatine.
Oof.
We will be one.
Ew.
Saying if you kill me, I'm gonna be inside of you.
That's creepy as
Hot. How we doing?
Oh, good job, Hawkeye. Bail, 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 bail.
All you want is for me to hate Black blood.
Good for you, Rey.
My parents were strong.
Damn right they were, Rey.
They saved me from you.
The only family you have here is me. No one is coming to help them, and you are the one who led them here. Good.
I'm coming,
so
Rey.
creepy.
Hang on, Rey. I'm a coming, Rey. Yeah.
Taking this entire ship down.
I've also got a new girlfriend, Rose. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you didn't mention her.
Ooh. The Knights of Ren. His own knights.
She will draw her weapon.
Why can't she just kill him and like do what she wants?
Because if she kills him, all the Sith are going to, I guess, kind of possess her in a way.
The Sith are reborn. The Jedi are dead.
Nice. There you go, Rey.
So how are they supposed to get rid of this guy?
Together. Yeah.
Stand together. Die together.
A little bit of a pickle. Ooh.
What was that?
A dialogue in the Force. A power like life itself.
Uh-oh.
There's just too many of them.
But there are more of us, Poe.
There we go. Oh, hate to be the VFX guy that had to do all that.
Nice flying, Lando.
I like Baba Frick. Hey!
Uh-oh.
Those eyes.
Uh-oh.
Those horrible yellow eyes.
Oh no. Better not die.
Gosh.
Oh no.
Be with me.
These are your final steps, Rey. Rise. Bring back
Force surrounds you, Rey.
Let it guide you.
In the heart of a Jedi lies her strength.
Rise.
It's a mixture of characters from Clone Wars and Rebels.
The Force will be with you.
Yeah, I recognize some of them.
We watched with captions, so we saw their names.
I am all the Sith.
And I am all the Jedi.
Rough day, huh, Ray? I'm just gonna lie on top of you here, Ray. Don't mind me.
Oh, they're like the cutest couple ever.
You like that?
It's kind of weird because up until now, I felt like they were brother and sister. Oh no. What?
He gave up his life force to save her.
Okay, but he just disappears?
Oh, Cloud City.
Oh my goodness, is it the teddy bears?
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Gotta go to Tachi Station to pick up some power converters.
Who are you?
I'm Rey.
Rey who?
Rey Skywalker.
But she's not.
Well. Just finished watching The Rise of Skywalker. I was taking some notes throughout because there's some things I wanted to talk about. Going into our post-discussion, what did you think overall?
So I really, really enjoyed this. I thought that this was a great final movie. So they are gonna be making some more movies, or they're in the works?
The last time we were at My Friend Watches, Pastor said that they had confirmed 3 more movies. I know that they wanted to take a break after the end of this one just because there was such an uproar with fans. I think they just kind of wanted to step away. Mandalorian's doing well. They've announced a couple more series on Disney+, so I think they're ready to start getting back into the films.
I really, really liked it. I especially like kind of the second half of the movie. Some of the positive points, the continued storyline of Kylo Ren and kind of his struggle with crossing to the dark side for good or being with Rey. I liked how that went, but one thing I did not like was them killing him off. Especially the way they did it, because it was almost comical to me, because Rey dies.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes Ben, you know, he's holding her body and he saves her, great. And then Ben just flops over. I wish they would have done that better. I actually didn't want his character to die, but I understood why they wanted to kind of tie up that loose end.
It was very soap opera-y, I felt. Yeah.
It was. I had to stop myself from laughing because it was just a little weird. But beyond that entire sequence of Rey and Palpatine and Ben, you know, kind of got thrown to the side for a little bit. So he was out of it and it was just Rey and Palpatine. I absolutely loved that. That was like,
What, just the Rey and Palpatine stuff?
Yeah, just the struggle that you could see. He was terrifying also. Like, he scared me. He was not a bad guy that I liked, okay? I like all the villains or whatever, but I do not like him.
Oh no, the dark side's cool. He's only the leader of pretty much the dark side.
Stop, okay, but the other bad guys were like cool, you know?
Yeah.
This guy's not cool.
Yeah, right. Sure.
But
Sure.
Stop it. He creeped me out. They did a very good job of making it terrifying. Everything from just like the color of the images to the sound.
I really thought the sound is what did it for me, that lightning screech stuff.
Yes, and the fact that, you know, she kind of came in, it was very quiet, nobody was really around, and then it turned into this huge stadium, and it was dark and dungy, and they did a great job of making me like anxious. Very terrifying. So I think they did a great job with that. When Rey and Ben kissed, I feel like the little girl in me is like, oh, you know, that's so cute. You know, they end up all happy together. But I quickly snapped out of that and was like, no, ew, like I don't know.
I was gonna ask you about that, it was in my notes, because the entire time there was this Reylo ship of wanting them together.
Yeah, I saw it from the notes.
A lot of people were saying that that came out of nowhere. I actually disagree. I thought that in The Last Jedi, they were on opposing forces, but I definitely saw some like tension there, at least. So I wasn't totally surprised, but I know that it seems as though they were trying to just give that those Reylo shippers some fan service there. Didn't bother me personally. I thought that I saw it before, but I remember watching this in theaters and friends kind of like you being like, oh, whoa, no, that just kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm on the other side. That didn't surprise me at all. I actually thought there was some build up to that. So that's just my take.
I am at the opposite. Maybe for the moment, it may have worked, but beyond that, it just doesn't. I don't like Rey and Ben together. I don't think it's a romantic relationship, and I feel bad because the last time I had this conversation about a brother and sister type thing, it just blew up in my face, okay? But this, she had just died. I got the feeling he was about to die.
Yeah, what do you got to lose? Just get some lists.
Yes, but I think that they were really great about not going there for a while. I did not sense any like sexual tension. If anything, I felt like it was truly a brother and sister relationship, and he was truly saying, look, we can run this together, but I did not like that.
Yeah. I actually think that I'm in the minority when it comes to the Star Wars opinions on that. I thought in The Last Jedi that there was some build up with them having that relationship and touching hands, and he's there like shirtless and she's like, can you put something on? I thought that there was a little bit in that regard, but I think the majority of people will probably agree with you more on this.
So that was one of the negatives. I did like the Poe, Finn, and Rey trio. Mm-hmm. They really grew on me. As far as the other movies, with Finn, I feel like it was a hit or miss with him. I felt like he had his shining moments, and then there were times where I felt like he was just kind of around, like just playing around while everybody's trying to save the world. With Poe, I felt like he was always trying to like one-up everybody else. But I really grew to enjoy their characters as a trio. I think they worked much better together, and I liked that dynamic. Just the storyline in general, I felt like they wrapped it up. And I don't even know if they wrapped it up. Are they going to continue in the next movie? I don't know. But I felt like they did a very good job of ending it the way that they did.
Yeah.
Shocker, you have to explain this to me. So Rey is the granddaughter of Palpatine. Mm-hmm. So which one of her parents is his child?
I believe it was his son.
So he killed his son?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't give up her location?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure that that's correct. Again, does not surprise me because it's Star Wars, and I knew something weird like this was gonna happen. I didn't know that it was gonna be Palpatine that was like the person she was related to. Totally did not see that coming at all. But that's pretty juicy, I can't lie. I mean,
you like those twists, I
love those twists. And I would have never ever guessed that. So I'm still processing it. I don't know if I like it or not.
Yeah, still in that early phase.
No, but I feel like if you can kind of surprise, and I don't know as far as like the Star Wars community, if everybody else was like as taken aback as I was, but I completely did not see it coming.
I'm gonna try and go through these quickly. I think in The Last Jedi, it was like almost an hour long. Some of these I wanna spend more time on than others. There was a Snoke issue we didn't talk about in The Last Jedi. How they kind of built Snoke up in The Force Awakens as kind of this new Emperor role. They kind of killed him off sort of early, and people felt like they didn't really do Snoke justice. They felt like J.J. Abrams set him up in The Force Awakens to be a more pivotal character to be killed off, and then this was kind of a way of saying he was only a pawn in the whole thing the whole time. So that's kind of, I guess, the answer to that. I like some of the callback to the prequels. The prequels have been shunned by fans for so long, kind of want to forget about a lot of them. Again, we're starting to get more favorable towards the prequel, so it's nice to hear those callbacks in further canon. I liked hearing Palpatine quote himself from episode 3, talking about the dark side as a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. We talked about when Rian Johnson said, you know, your parents are nobodies, they're junkers. They have little broom boy, which didn't end up coming back in this. That split everybody. I kind of liked the idea that you don't have to have a bloodline to be special. A big issue people have with this as well, like we said at the beginning, was that there didn't seem to be a plan in place for all three. You have Kylo at the beginning saying, you know, I never lied to you, your parents were nobodies, because they chose to be like, what is that crap? Stuff like that. Anyway, Palpatine's return. This is another issue that some people had. Did that cheapen Return of the Jedi and Darth Vader throwing him over and saving Luke? Did it ruin the Return of the Jedi to have him sort of casually come back? I argued not. I mean, whether Palpatine lived or died is moot because of the point that Darth Vader still saved his son, which was the point of that, not killing Palpatine.
I liked that they had Palpatine. I had never seen him obviously to this level, so that was, to me, refreshing. I liked that angle. It always kept me guessing. I would have to say, hands down, my favorite character though is Ben. I feel like he has so many different dimensions. You know, he's focused on just destroying all the things that he's either ashamed of or wish he had, or whatever the case is. And then you have his like redeeming moments where he sacrificed himself for Rey and everything in between. You know, he clearly had a lot of struggles going on, and to me, that's the type of character that attracts me. And I guess that's why I like Darth Vader too. You know, he had his own personal struggles that he was dealing with, but I thought he was great, and he kept me so entertained in this movie. I loved that. And one of the other favorite moments of mine was when Rey and they were basically, you know, encouraging her, telling her, you know, get up, you need to finish this. I loved that so much because I literally could look at the screen, and since we had the subtitles on, I could say, oh yeah, I know who that is, I know who that is, I know who that is. Oh, that was so sweet, you know. Also with Luke, I feel a little bit better on how they had him appear in this movie versus the last. He was very influential to Rey. I felt like he was saying all the right things to her, and it really came through as far as her absorbing everything that he was saying to her, trying to teach her, putting her in the right direction. So I really did enjoy this movie a lot.
In The Last Jedi, the first scene with Luke is him taking the lightsaber and throwing it over his shoulder. You know, everyone being like, what are you doing, Luke? This isn't my Luke Skywalker. So I thought that it was fitting that he catches the lightsaber that she throws and says a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. And he goes, what are you doing? As if he's annoyed that she's even considering isolating herself on that island like he did, and him saying, you know, I was wrong, don't do this. I appreciate that they acknowledged it and tried to be like, I'm going to do the right thing in the end anyway. They referenced the Holden maneuver. You know, why don't we just Holden maneuver the thing? And they said, well, that's a 1 in a million shot. So they just sort of briefly mentioned that criticism. Why haven't we been doing that the whole time? Why didn't we do that with the Death Star to destroy it? So I enjoyed Kylo Ren and Rey fighting Palpatine. I liked the consistency of them being able to move objects through, I guess, space-time through the Force, of her like giving him the lightsaber through the Force. I thought that was cool. I like seeing them together on screen, bringing up the saber at the same time. It's kind of cheesy, I think, but I enjoyed that. You mentioned that you really loved hearing the Jedis talking to her. I thought that was really awesome too. The one thing I would have changed about that, I would have loved seeing them visually. I would have loved to have seen her like on the ground looking up, and there are, you know, maybe she's the only one that can see them, but she sees Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda. I would have loved to have seen a visual, but
I think what they were trying to do was focus solely on her getting from the point where she was absolutely defeated and at such a low point, kind of being impacted by all of these other people before her. So I understand why they did that. I actually like not having the visuals, because just hearing them but seeing her, I felt like had more of an impact.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. I actually thought it was more of a production issue, just trying to get everybody in there. And would you show?
Very possible.
Would you show Ewan McGregor, or would you try and do like a deep fake of Alec Guinness or something? You know, it's not a bad thing at all. It's just one thing that I think would have heightened it just a little bit more for me. Chewie getting that medal at the end. There's an inside joke among the Star Wars community about how at the end of A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie, they're all there. You know, they just destroyed the Death Star. They all get medals except for Chewbacca, but he was there the whole time. So that was kind of a callback, the final movie, him finally getting his medal. Okay, the last things I want to talk about, I want to address some of the criticisms that I hear a lot from people that just hate this movie. They compare Rey training to Luke Skywalker training and how so powerful she seems in comparison to Luke. They call her a Mary Sue, which is basically, she's just overly powered. She can do anything, even though we've never seen it done before. She's levitating, all these rocks are floating. But Luke was such a powerful Jedi and he was struggling, kind of holding up a couple. Rey using force healing. Why weren't they doing that in the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy? I think that these are valid criticisms, if that's what they were. Why is Rey so much more powerful and everything? My issue is there's an inconsistent outrage when it comes to this type of thing. Nobody was really complaining when they compared A New Hope lightsaber fighting Obi-Wan and Darth Vader to Episode 3, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting on Mustafar, and how insane those lightsaber battles were. You know, why were they not doing that then when they're more experienced Jedi? I've heard people say, well, they're just older then. Well, what about in Episode 5 or 6 when they're so much more powerful in the prequels compared to the original trilogy? And I think that that's more of just a filmmaking thing. You see Rey training at the very beginning and she's doing super well, throwing her lightsaber and whatnot. The thing was, in that scene, she had actually run that course several times and she even missed and got hit a few times by those little lasers. So she's not perfect. Not to mention, Palpatine himself says she's not just anybody, she's not just a Force user, she's me. She has my power. Kylo Ren tells her, you have Palpatine's power. It makes sense that she would be a little bit more attuned to the Force. The Force healing thing, that's another thing. Why can Rey Force heal? Nobody got upset when Baby Yoda was doing that in The Mandalorian. In The Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda, I mean.
Well, The Mandalorian is showing this Force power that's never been seen before. No outrage. Rey does it, people are furious about it. I'm losing subscribers as I continue to talk, by the way.
It's a little off topic a little bit. So you mentioned the healing. That was another thing that I didn't necessarily care for when she healed Kylo Ren. I guess the takeaway from that was she didn't want to execute Ben. She wanted to execute Kylo Ren, but I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, you know they're the same person, right?
I think she was still kind of dealing with her anger issues and that pull to the darkness, you know, and she, in a fit of rage, stabbed him.
Yeah, so that I did not like. I felt like that was just a cheap shot to get the audience like, oh, and then she takes it back. And I feel like that really does cheapen it. If she was going to give him a lethal shot, then he should have died for good.
There's all this emphasis on the pull to the dark side, you know, join the dark side, you're trying to be good, come. With Kylo Ren, it was the exact opposite. The entire time there was that pull to the light. He was talking about in The Force Awakens, he's like, I'd feel it again. I need to be reminded about how strong the dark side is, you know.
Well, it was kind of dual. I mean, he was trying to pull her to the dark side,
right.
and then she was trying to pull him.
Yeah, he tried killing Han Solo to cement I'm on the dark side, and it didn't work. The line in the last movie was you carry him everywhere with you. You carry Han Solo everywhere with you. And he thought that he was so far gone, even if he wanted to go back, which he did, I can't go back, just like you can't go back, is what he told Rey. And Rey's like, that's not the way it works. You absolutely can.
The way that they displayed the struggles that some of these characters were experiencing, I thought they did a really good job of just bringing that out. And a lot of it like almost got me choked up, especially with the Ben struggle. When he was talking to his father, I felt for him so much. He wanted to do the right thing. He just literally needed some guidance. So that was one of my favorite parts about this film.
I loved the contrast between Han Solo talking to him in The Force Awakens and Han Solo talking to him in this, and how they use the same dialogue. Is, you know, Kylo Ren is dead, my son is alive. I know what I have to do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Can you help me? You know, and the first time he kills him, the second time he kills Kylo Ren. I just don't hate this movie. I saw it twice in theaters. seeing it again now, I thought it was really, really entertaining. There's so much I liked about it. I felt like there was enough fan service. I just don't hate this movie. I actually think that this is the best of the sequel trilogy. And I know I'm losing you, I'm sorry. I thoroughly enjoyed it, I just did.
As far as Rey, she's not my favorite character, and I feel like watching this film, I wasn't really in tune with that part of it. I was mainly entertained by the Palpatine fight scenes.
The drama stuff.
No, not necessarily the drama, but just it captivated me more with Ben. Even Poe, Finn, hers was the least appealing to me.
Really?
I enjoyed the fight scenes and seeing that struggle, but just in general, she was not a character that I feel like I would be invested in.
I mean, you're not alone in that. A lot of people didn't like Rey. I really liked Rey.
Well, it's not that I don't like her, it's just I like these other characters better, and that's why I'm tuning into this.
Yeah, I think Finn had more of a role in this movie. Poe definitely had a good role in this movie. I don't know if you noticed they cut back on Rose pretty heavily there. Yeah. I don't know if that was the actress's desire because of the hate she got from The Last Jedi. I'm inclined to think it may have had a role in that. So I feel bad for her. I feel like that other character that they brought in that sort of was Finn's opposite, I felt like that's kind of where Rose should have been, I thought, but for some reason they didn't do that.
Finn was a little bit of a player.
Rey friend-zoned him in Force Awakens, you know, and then I don't know why he didn't go for Rose, but I guess he found a new person.
Yeah, but he was giving Rose the googly eyes in this film, so I was very much like, Finn, what are you gonna do?
My last thing, how did you feel about her saying, you know, I don't know who I am this whole time, I'm Rey Skywalker?
What does the DNA test say, honestly? She's not a Skywalker! It's okay.
She is a Skywalker, dang it.
Falcon feels very strongly about Rey being a Skywalker. So she can be a Jedi, but not be a Skywalker. But I also understand why they did that, because essentially Leia and Luke, they took the role of her mother and father. On paper, it makes sense why she would, you know, go with the whole, I'm Rey Skywalker. But are you really?
Well,
no, you're not.
I have some feelings about this.
You thought it was sweet.
Here's the thing, I have had surrogate parents before, especially in my high school formative years. I like the message that you're not your parents, that you're not your ancestors. You can be your own person. Like you said.
See, that's the difference between you and me. You're very much into like the messages that they send. I'm very much into, you are not a Skywalker.
Literally, no, she's not a Skywalker. However, when I was in high school and I was living with this surrogate family, they took me in and they were my parents. And I would have taken great pride in being like, I am
Yes, but
I
you
am
didn't
them.
just adopt the last name out of the blue.
No, I didn't. That's true, but I can still understand and empathize, especially when she looks over and she sees Luke and Leia there giving that approval. Yes, you are one of us.
Let me throw a little wrench in there, okay?
Okay, this is my life, just my high school life, it's fine.
You don't have a problem with her and Ben getting it on, okay? So if she is a Skywalker, which would mean she's the daughter of Leia, and Ben is the son of Leia.
Right.
I do believe that's incest.
Right.
Unless you're down with that.
Well, let's not pretend incest has been a problem in Star Wars from the beginning. I'm just kidding. I admit, I know that not technically a Skywalker, but I like that you're not your ancestors and you're your own person. I think that that's important, because I think a lot of people, they get trapped into, I have to get my...
You sound like an after-school special.
A lot of people feel like I have to have my parents' approval. I have to have this, and you know, I don't have to live up to that. I can be my own person. I can already tell by the way this video is going, and has gone. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching at this point, most people are gonna end up agreeing with you. I'm actually gonna.
True.
It is. I'm actually going to be the odd man out, because people want me to hate this movie, and I just don't.
I can understand your points of view. I definitely do. There's just certain things in this film that I'm very much like, not like,
sure.
Like I felt like it would have just been fine if they had not done that.
Yeah. Maybe I should also clarify, I have plenty of problems with this movie too. Not nearly as many as I had with The Last Jedi. This is not a perfect movie, nor is it a perfect Star Wars movie. I do not feel that this movie is a stain upon the reputation of Star Wars. It should be wiped from canon. It is full garbage. No, I don't feel that way at all. I think that there are valid criticisms. I think you've brought up some. I've been mostly praising this movie because I feel like not enough people do. If I really wanted to, I could probably dig in deeper. But what would you rate The Rise of Skywalker?
Okay. Well, the last movie I did was a 7, I think. So I would say this movie is a solid 7.5.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to lose everyone here. This is what I would rate this. I would rate this probably about an 8.5.
Really?
I really like this movie.
I'm actually surprised. I didn't think that you would rate it that high.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that you really enjoyed it. I mean, if you enjoy it, good for you, and nobody should bully you into thinking otherwise. I have to mention one thing. I sometimes like the villains. I like that their personality is different from all the other characters. If Rey had crossed to the dark side, you have to admit that that kind of opens up a whole different world.
Sure. Yeah.
And possible movies. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I like the villains as well. I mean, I love Darth Vader. But in no capacity am I ever like, oh, man, I really hope he kills more people. Not at all. But yeah, I mean, I like a good villain as much as the next person. And I agree from a storytelling standpoint, what would have happened if Rey had turned to the dark side? I think that would have been great storytelling as well.
And I don't necessarily mean like they kill people.
I mean, you saw Anakin slaughtering children.
Okay,
you know.
I don't condone that.
And that was just initiation. Anyway.
You have people thinking that I condone child murder.
I mean, that's what Rey would be doing. We've had a long journey, so there's a lot of wrapping up that we had to do as well. Jen is now finally caught up with all of the movies. We're gonna get started into Clone Wars. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. I know that everybody has strong opinions. Be gentle with me. I'm just giving my honest opinions on this, and Jen as well.
I know that there's die-hard fans that know like a ton of information about all the movies. If anybody has behind-the-scenes facts or
you're asking, you're gonna get overwhelmed.
Oh yes, well I want that. So if anybody has some like juicy information, just like trivia, please plug it in. I will stay on YouTube all day and read that stuff. So.
I just made a It's a Fish shirt. The merch will be down below.
You betcha.
Anyways, consider subscribing if you want to see more fun content like this. Consider joining my Patreon to get early access to select videos like this. We're going to be doing Clone Wars, getting into that. I do polls on there to decide what we are going to watch next. That's how we ended up watching this instead of the Clone Wars first, because my patrons voted for us to watch this. That's it, everyone. I appreciate you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.